Firstly, thanks so much for everyone's input on what you would do with the doorway that we opened up last week. I still don't know what to do. Actually, yeah, I still want some doors here, but Mr. TCD also wants it open. Either way, we haven't seen the double doors down my dad's wood yard yet, and we won't do for a few weeks. And we are in the middle of lots of jobs ahead. Like at the moment, I'm measuring up for patios there and another one there. I've got some aggregate coming tomorrow because I've got a job for next week for out there. But the weather is really rubbish at the minute, though it's meant to be getting better tomorrow. We thought we'd take the opportunity to remove this stove, which we've got to do anyway. That's another job coming up soon. So we're having to pick and choose our jobs that are weather dependent. So also once we've done that, I really do want to brick up this bit here that we exposed when we removed the 80s brickwork. And as soon as we did do that, we noticed it got drafty. So we do want to seal any air gaps and then we'll come to plasterboard it or whatever after we've sorted out this fire. And then we'll be picking paint. We are narrowing it down, which is something around here. In fact, these are the samples. These are stick-on samples that were sent from my friends at Hemway. So I think we're going to go for this as the feature wall and the chimney. Some accent walls dotted around. A duck egg blue for other areas, maybe the hallway. And instead of a pure white, we've compromised, I've got my way, with this one here, oops, which is a cool neutrals linen white. Apparently these are low tack samples that don't take off the paint. I've had them on for a couple of days and I must admit they haven't taken anything off, so it's been quite useful. And I've also painted some skirting white, just white emulsion, just to get a bit of an idea. And we have been testing this little setup with some engineered hardwood flooring samples as well, but they're not here right now. So we're getting there. Things are progressing slowly, but it feels like that because we're having to deal with lots of different projects all at the same time. And Mum always said, focus on one room at a time. Focus on one job at a time if you can. Anyway, let's talk about this. So if you look here, there is a small flue, and we know it's small because we've put the camera up there before, and I think it might go up to there. There's no liner in there. So what I think the easiest thing to do is going to be is to chip away at this concrete base. Mr. TCD might correct me, he might have a different idea, but chip away at this to let it drop a little bit, and then hopefully we can tease it out. The flue collar piece might come off because it is a bit fragile, the cement, the fire cement stuff. But we'll try and keep it as intact as we can, maybe for the old cottage later down the line. We're not sure yet, so we'll get some masks on. I'll get me STS hammer drill and we'll start chipping away. Oh, and yeah, Mr. TCD accidentally broke this, kicking a tennis ball for the dog. So we haven't been using this at all. Right, let's get prepped. We'll clear this stuff first. Hands, I can't break concrete with this. But let's take you in the bedroom because it's going to get dusty. Come on. Right, Hans is in a comfy bedroom. I've got pee-pee. Ugh! Oh, I thought it were a spider. But it was just dog hairs. I'm not scared of spiders, but I don't want it creeping around my face. I had to live with spiders when I lived on a narrowboat. Right, we're ready. Look at this. It's a chuffing joke. Can you even see my eyes? I've got to quickly just crack on before they fog up again. So I'll start around here. That's quite quick. I'm taking bits off. Oh, oh. I'm going to carry on. Hopefully if I've removed enough of this layer, I can get it out on an angle without messing about dismantling that. Oh, a penny! 2006. Oh, there's some bricks here. We'd have to lift it, wouldn't we, to get it on an angle. Maybe we do have a go. I know it's heavy. I don't think I can do this on my own. Oh, I think I'm just going to have to smash this off, aren't I? I didn't want to do that. I've got anything I can. Let's try with this first. It should just be fire cement that's holding it in place. It's not coming out. The cement stuff must be deep in there. I'm going to go back to plan A. Oh, I've got it! I don't know if you got that on video, but when you push it back, it comes out. Someone's got it out. But will it come out like that? Well, it's out. Hopefully now. Yay! Stuck. It's heavy for something so small. Right, because this is heavy, we've got our old sack barrow that we used to use on the narrowboat. I'm going to try and stick that on there and wheel it out. I hope this works. Oh no! No, I can't do that. Oh ho ho! I think there is a flue liner up here. Come and have a look. Surely that's a flue liner. It's perfectly round up there. So this flue has got to go. Yay! So we think this is 2 rubble bags worth. And we keep finding old bricks and mortar stuff with loads of old cable mixed in. I don't want that in there. So I've nearly done. I think I'm just going to get a hoover inside this because actually this is quite deep and we will need to cement this back up to level it off. You know, we've had quite a few hoovers in the past. Dysons, cordless shark ones. We've never ever got rid of this trusty Henry Hoover. I'm pretty impressed. It's robust. Okay, so now I've got a nice tidy hole in the chimney and I will fill the cement that's missing later. Right now I want to go up and start marking, cutting bricks and filling these gaps. But let me just grab a brick. So we've got a nice stash of old red bricks that we actually found underneath the gravelled area where the boat is at the moment. And every time we found one, we stuck it in a pile, kept them just in case. And this is the just in case. But I've got some gaps between the top of this breeze block and the plasterboard. So I'm going to offer my brick up. It's quite narrow actually. I thought it was bigger than that. And then I'm going to mark with a pencil where I need to cut it down. But with clearance for mortar. But I don't want to spend ages cutting bricks. So I am actually going to take some up into the loft and drop them down from above. So I'll be putting a bed of mortar here and then either Mr. TCD or me will go up after I've done this, push them down and tidy it up from here. And that should just save me so much time. So in theory, I might only need to cut 4 bricks along the longest end. I will have to probably do some chopping in half and stuff. So I'll start cutting a couple and see how we get on. We've also moved the sofa in the corner. I think Hans is definitely ready for a lovely living room. You're not going to get comfy after all that? Let's get cutting. I score my mark with an angle grinder using a stone disc cutter all the way around, but with a few passes on each line. Because I knew it was going to be dusty, I did this outside and on my work platform, and carefully on the short edges, which did bite sometimes, so with future bricks, I trapped it between other bricks. Then use a bolster and chisel to remove the bit I didn't need, and this was probably my first and worst attempt, but luckily I got better as I went along. Just going to test that. Oh, it is a little bit tight in places, and I cut quite a bit off. A bit of a protruding bit there. Oh, you poo-head. It's a little bit too tight. Right, I need to just trim some more off that. So some of these bricks are old and brittle, but anything that I accidentally chip off like this, I'll either use as a half cut or I'll have it facing the other way. Oh, it's still that little bit tight. I just don't want to force it in. Let's get it right. Right, I'll try again. If this doesn't work, I'll scream. High up. Yay! About time. I still want to continue the running bond, so I'll cut a tiny rubbish piece and stick it there. But what's that? I'm going to look through my pile of rubbish bricks and find one to fit there. Surely we've got something here. That's fairly slim already. Might just cut a tiny bit off there instead and just throw it in. Let's take that one as well. I think that'd work. Right. So after doing a few cuts of bricks, let me show you what it's roughly looking like. So I've done a bit of a dry lay and I've continued the running bond and I've slotted them in for now, put them there. So I've got 2 there. And then I've worked out that I need 2 full bricks, which I'll be putting from above, which I've talked about already. That meant I also had 2 little bricks there, but because this area was the slimmest, I had a right job trying to cut them down, so I've had to do little bricks instead. So I'll be cramming a load of mortar in there just to get it all full and there's no gaps. So my plan is to use this sand cement mortar mix for ease. I bought that a few weeks ago. I'm going to be mixing it in my mixing tray. The instructions also do say to wet your bricks first. I've never done that before, but I may as well. So I've got a little bit of a tray of water there just to dip them in first, then put the mortar on. And I'll be bedding these bricks that you see first. Once I've done that, I'm going to be trying to cram some mortar on these longest gappy bits. And then I'm going to go into the loft and put those 2 long bricks there. So hopefully that'll reduce the amount of time I need to be up there because it's so hot today. Then I can quickly come down here and then just finish, tidy it up. I've had to do a bit of a dress rehearsal with this because the working time for this is 30 minutes. So, thank you. Oh, it's been a few years since I used this. In fact, it was for BBC One's Right on the Money. In fact, on that show, I was mixing it in a wheelbarrow. If you want to know, I think this was about a tenner a bag almost. Those are the instructions. You know what, I'm going to make a well. Let's treat it like pasta. I'm just going to go like that quickly. That's how I'm going to leave them now. This is going to be the stressful bit. I'm going to stick some on here and I'm going to try and cram it up there to get the bed on and then get the bricks on. So I need to try and get some on that. This is going to be hard. Yeah, like that. I don't want it falling off. Oh, it's messy. I feel like it needs to be wetter than this. So I have put some water up there, but I didn't like how dry it felt, so I have added a little bit more water. And now I'm just going to add some water to the brick and just try and cram them in. This certainly isn't fine bricklaying. I do have a bit on the top there. So I've got a bit there. This is how not to bricklay. I think we need a wetter mix. This is hard. Cram it in there. Just having to try and poke it in. I'm smoothing it on. These ones, I'm having to try and fill the mortar just there because I don't think I put enough underneath. I'm doing it by hand as well. I'll take anything right now. It's all going to get covered up. Oh. I can't get the trowel in, So I'm having to put it in by hand with good gloves. Okay, it's not great, but it's okay, it'll do. Oh no, 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 it's gone down my bra. Now, I've actually added more water to the mix because I hate that it's mixed. I just want to now bed a load of mortar on there, and then I'm going to go up and put some on. And the next one. I think I'm going up there. Right, I'm sorry if you didn't get that, but what I've just done is put this brick down here. Mr. TCD forgot to record. And I've got another brick that I've just been tamping it down with to bed. He's passed me a little trowel as well, so I'm actually just going to go like that from here. I'm at this bit, so I'm going to put a couple of bricks down here. I don't want to drop anything down this chimney cavity thing. What's that look like? I think I'm just going to fill it. So while I'm up here, I'm just going to add some mortar, cram it in between. Too hot for this. Okay, so Mr. TCD said there's a bit of a gap down here while I was working up there. Oh, that's what he means. I think that top corner one, I accidentally rotated the other way around, so I'm just going to throw some mortar in it. Now, with all the mortar I've got left, I need to spend time filling it underneath. I wasn't going to do this, but because I've got quite a bit left over, I'm dumping it in this void at the bottom. I'm going to smooth it out. There. I'm going to leave it there. It's not perfect, but by the time I put self-leveling on the floor, it should smooth it all out, hopefully. So I am calling this job done, and I'm quite relieved now that I did it the other day, because today is officially the hottest day of the year, and I don't think I could have coped very well up there and in the loft. And I'm quite happy with how it turned out, but I certainly wasn't happy with the method. It was just driving me mad. Really, right from the start, I think I should have just given it a wetter mix or made my own mix. And as for the dip that was under the stove that I filled in, it feels solid, and don't forget there's a hearth going on top of that as well. And as for next week's project, well, we're already on it. Luckily, it's all outside for a bit of landscape gardening. I'll talk more about that then. Anyway, stay cool, and I'll see you next week. Bye.